Hey guys, my name is Benjamin Palmore, and I'm here to inform you about TweepsMap today. Hope everyone's staying safe. So, what exactly is TweepsMap? TweepsMap is very data driven. It's a thorough social media tool that focuses on Twitter mainly, but also allows you to post to other social media accounts. And it allows users to analyze their engagement, their followers, their competition in extreme depth. And they allow you to analyze your followers using geographical based engagement systems, and it also uses social listening and monitoring, which we'll get on to later in the slide, later on in the PowerPoint. So it's very comparable to SEMrush and Hootsuite, but it's specifically focused on Twitter, whereas Hootsuite is focused on all the social media platforms. And it's an all-in-one engagement service for Twitter. It allows you to do intelligent publishing, which is scheduled tweets, and it shows you the best times to tweet and things like that. An analysis of your followers, who unfollowed you, when they unfollowed you, what they're saying about you. And for exploring, you can look throughout all the world and see exactly where people are interacting with your company from. So this tool was founded in 2013 by Samir Al-Batra. He's a software architect, and he's also the co-founder of Rent Compass as well. And both of these companies are based out of Toronto, Canada. So as of right now, TweepsMap has over 1 million users worldwide, and a lot of those are smaller companies that are on the come up versus the big companies that they list on their website, like Boeing, Visa, ESPN, such as you see at the bottom of the screen. Hey guys, I'm back. I'm here to demonstrate how to use TweepsMap as a user now. Now, if you look up in the top right-hand corner, that's where you log in. And if you don't have an account, you press that to sign up. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. And every time I log in, or every time you log in, it's going to ask you, do you want to authorize TweepsMap to access your Twitter account? And this gives it access to tweet, delete tweets, follow people, unfollow people, see accounts that you block, mute, unfollowed, anything like that. Typically, it's just for tweeting purposes, and that's very convenient for scheduled tweets, and that's how it works. We'll go into that in just a second. So the first thing that happens right when you sign in, there's going to be a little ad that pops up. It's going to tell you basically a little bit about your demographics. So here you see my followers live in 17 countries. I did not know that. In the United States, there's 88% of my followers, and 4% of my followers live in Canada. So that's not very surprising that the majority of my followers are from the United States. And you can zoom in on this if you want to look at city and state versus just looking at the country. So if you look at state, it's going to be Tennessee, because that's sort of the majority of the people I interact with. It was crazy to see that the West Coast actually has a lot of people that I interact with through sports talks and everything like that. But as you see through city, the Mid-South is going to be leading in that as well, because that's the majority of the people I follow and interact with on a day-to-day basis using my Twitter account. So as you can see, this is a seemingly accurate method of analyzing your interactions. So the first other tool that I wanted to look at is publishing. So we're to take a look at publishing right here. You want to go to intelligent publishing, and how intelligent publishing works is you can add networks. I've already gone ahead and signed into Facebook and LinkedIn, so we don't have to waste any more time. It's going to ask you to authorize your accounts on that app as well, on those apps as well. And after you do that, you can just tweet anything you want. So if I were to type hi right here, I could either this checkbox that says all, I could either post it to all, so I'd post it to Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, or I can uncheck that and check whichever box I want. If I wanted to post it to Facebook, I just check that one. If I wanted to post it to Twitter, I check that one, and so on and so forth. Earlier, I tweeted hi to all three of them. I posted on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I just completely forgot that I did that, and I forgot to delete it. and I just had people telling me hi, so I thought that was something I should share because that might be a problem that users could encounter in their use of the product. So, other than that, in intelligent publishing, it also tells you the best times to tweet. And how it does this is it judges based on your past engagement. So whenever your followers are interacting with your tweets the most and liking them and retweeting them, mentioning you, replying, that's when it's going to tell you to tweet. And you can also schedule these tweets. So if you want to have a marketing campaign come out on a certain day, you can set it for that day, and you can have the tweet completely ready, have the video or picture and the tweet ready for you to tweet out and post on those 3 platforms that I just spoke about, even though TweepsMap is dominantly for Twitter. And now we're going to look at the Listen and Explore section of TweepsMap. So this is where you can analyze hashtags and keywords. You can set up tweet alerts. We'll look at that next. And analyzing the hashtags and keywords. By doing that, you can type in whichever hashtags or keywords you want to look at, and you can get a better demographic of who uses them, where people live that use those keywords and hashtags, so you can target your product better fit for who you're tweeting to. And you know how to tweet towards them because you know what they're looking for. And you can create a report for there. Most of this stuff comes in the paid membership. A lot of this stuff isn't free. So we'll get to that in a slide in the PowerPoint. As I mentioned earlier, we have tweet alerts. You can monitor the mention of your account. So this does not include when people actually mention your account by using the @mention format that we used in some of the BMPs. This is just talking about when someone, like say I was McDonald's, and someone tweets about McDonald's. They don't @ me though. So I'd have to manually search McDonald's into the Twitter search bar to actually find that tweet. You could set an alert for that, and it would notify you of that tweet exactly. Or if anyone used any keywords or hashtags that you wanted to get an alert for, it would do that as well. Twitter Reach is also another paid tool that they offer, and this is basically just showing you how far the hashtags and keywords carry your tweets, the top accounts that interact with them, the demographics of those accounts that interact with them, and within age group, region, race as well. And we already looked at the community analysis. This just goes back into where your followers are, and you can also do this for mentions. So wherever someone mentions you can see that. And I was very surprised to see that people from Europe are mentioning me in tweets. I don't know what that is about, but hey, I guess. But you can also see recent unfollowers and for the last 7 days, or you can see it for just yesterday, and you can hide the accounts that you don't follow. So say your company is growing, they have like 15,000 followers, but you only follow 100 people. You don't want to see every single person that unfollows you, even though they might have followed you in the past. But if you're following like 100 people and you have like 15,000 followers, you might want to know out of those 100 people who unfollowed you, so you can unfollow them as well, if that's your thing. And it also allows you to see who your top interactive people are with you and your most recent followers. You can do this for the last 7 days, just like the unfollowers, or you can do it for yesterday, and you can hide the accounts that you don't follow and the new followers that you gained. And these are just some of my recent followers on my personal Twitter account. This is not a company account or anything like that. And the followers map widget, you can create graphs and charts and maps and everything like that for your demographics. And you can also make Excel spreadsheets that you can use on your website or your blog. And that's just another cool tool that they offer. And we're going to get back into the presentation now. So here's some more of the benefits and drawing points of TweepsMaps. So it's a less expensive tool than most of the ones that are comparable to TweepsMap, and we'll be talking about the pricing situation and everything on the next slide with monetization. And users can expect to see growth in tweet engagement. So by just analyzing their tweets and using the best time to tweet tool that TweepsMaps offer, it'll be a great instance of growth from the jump, because you'll be able to, when people retweet your tweets, it's going to get it automatically out there to more people that follow them, and then they're going to see your company right off the bat. And once again, it's all in one. Like I said, it has publishing, analysis, exploring users and companies and competition, and how you use this tool to harness and reach your objectives that you're striving for. Um, you can use alerts to actually interact with customers that are saying good stuff about you, saying bad stuff about you, and just building that rapport with your customers. So you can also change the time you tweet. So once you do that, like I just explained, you're going to be able to reach more people by retweets, likes, and just strictly off people seeing your tweets. And overall stats, engagement and growth and decline, seeing when people unfollow you, like if you push one product or push one thing and people start to unfollow you, you don't need to do that anymore. Or if you see a lot of growth out of you, you're doing something correct, then you can keep doing that. So the monetization strategy, it's a pretty simple strategy that they use, pretty fairly common. It's a freemium model. So the free plan is very basic. As you've seen in the video, a lot of the things are locked and only for paid members. They offer discounts for annual memberships. As you can see, it's $7 a month when you get it billed annually, but it's $14 a month. I meant $14. $14 a month whenever you bill it individual months. And this is a lot cheaper than, say, Hootsuite. They charge $29.99 from the smallest package. As I was doing my research, is what I found. And these plans are very strongly pushed, and they're nearly necessary to purchase one of these plans at one point, because once you reach a certain level of growth in your company, it's going to really stall out once you can't use a lot of these features that you could use to grow even more. So some of the marketing risks that are associated with this app is just the lack of versatility for the subscriber. Like TweepsMap is very focused on Twitter, not very much anything else. And if you're doing great on other social media platforms and this is just supplemental to those, that's very great to use. But if you try to use it for, LinkedIn and Facebook, you won't be able to see the engagement like you will be able to see on Twitter. Problems publishing scheduled tweets could also arise with, maintenance glitches in the system and things like that. So if you have a marketing campaign set for, say, April 30th, and the site goes down, then the tweet's not going to get published. The pricing could become a problem because when you try to research other companies, the reports are $19 per report unless you get an upscale package, which would cost even more. So if you're a smaller business, you might run into those problems. And you might not be gaining as much money as you think you will, so it won't be cost effective. But the reputation loss that I speak about is when you authorize the app, you can read through the list of things that it authorizes the app to do. Now, this is a trusted site, so this shouldn't be a problem. But you never know. You always want to take this into account, that they can post tweets because you're giving them authorization to your account, and they can retweet things. So if they retweet something, which probably is not likely to happen, but if they retweet something like offensive and it offends your followers, then you're going to have a reputation loss, and your followers won't be too happy with you. So a sample campaign, I didn't find campaigns that were really negative. So the M Sports Extra, it's a very up-and-coming company. It's a motorsports company. It just follows news for motorsports. For fairly new companies, this tool is very good for the free feature. When you're even large established companies like ESPN and those other sites that I talked about on the beginning slide, they can use this app, but it probably won't do as much for them as it would for someone who's trying to be on the rise. it worked great for someone who's doing well in their company, doing well in all other aspects of social media, but they really want to push Twitter now, especially as a form of engagement with their followers through tweet alerts and things like that. And like I said, the lack of versatility is once again a problem. Not having Instagram or Snapchat or YouTube publishing. So as this pertains to Module 11 in social media analytics, through the readings, Domino's turnaround, they really focused on what their consumers were saying about them, and they were listening to the consumer engagement online, and through they conducted like a interview. So, and they turned it around, and now Domino's reputation is a lot better than it used to be way before that video took place that we watched for Module 11. And for the AOL case study, they focused on brand patriotism. So if you really want to push your product in a certain country, that's great for you because you'll be able to see the demographics of the people you're reaching. So you'll be able to make sure you're targeting the right people. Social monitoring versus social listening. I mentioned that a little bit earlier, but social monitoring is basically answering the 4 questions of analytics and numbers, like how many times was a search term found, where it was found, who found it. And social listening is basically kind of listening to your customers and the engagement. And TweepsMap does a great job of social listening, especially. And then for the secondary and primary research would be collecting data for specifically like the tweet engagement, but primary research would be more geared towards you being able to do reports for other companies in your competition to get a better feel for the industry and the background history of the industry. And as a conclusion, I would definitely recommend this to others, especially if they're up and coming in the company, in the industry, whatever industry that may be. It's easy to use and interpret. It helps you actually analyze this stuff. So if you have trouble analyzing things, they do have training, and they also have, helpful tools that help, that clearly state what the numbers mean. And the best way I feel like this would be to use it is the social media campaign. So if you have a big social media campaign rolling out, you can schedule a lot of tweets exactly for the time of days that they say that you should schedule them to reach the most people. Consumer engagement is very important with the tweet alerts, interacting with your customers. And the only way I feel like it could be improved if they focused on other apps such as Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, as I mentioned earlier, all those other social media tools. And it'll continue to grow as social media surges. Social media is not slowing down anytime soon, and it's only getting bigger. So this tool can be growing for a good amount of time. And thank you for just listening to my presentation. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot. I know I did during this research. And if you have any questions, you just drop them off in the discussion. I'll be glad to answer them.